Hello, and thank you for joining us today for the Super Metroid and A Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Weekly. This week, or today rather, we have normal mode, normal logic. If you're here, you probably know what that is. If you don't, then my commentary partner and good old buddy and Venerable will explain it to you.
Yeah, so the casual versus tourney, easy versus hard mode logic doesn't really do anything to the Link to the Past side of things, but it does force a lot more checks in logic on the Super Metroid side. Have to know a whole lot more techniques to get to some really tricky places with suboptimal loadouts, but it's normal mode today. So if you've been looking to join one of these, this is kind of the logical setting to jump in on. You won't have to do any really nasty runs through heated rooms with no Varia. You won't have to do a whole lot of stuff in Meridia without a gravity suit. It's a much more generous way to hop in. And we do
Yeah,
have
for sure.
You have a lot of people who have entered today as well. 23 entrants, big ol' Sunday afternoon race.
hmm Yep, looks like we're starting off.
And of
Got
course,
Technolink and Leslie Pro. Just running over here to the come into the door here. This is one of the first portal that you go through from the Super Metroid to A Link to the Past. Sometimes people might go down and check the Morph Ball location and the ceiling E-Tank, but usually you just see people come out here. And looks like we got a red crystal at Eastern, crystal at Desert, and I didn't see what was at Hera.
I believe it was a red or a blue pendant. It was a pendant, and it was not the green one up at Hera. Yeah, red pendant, getting that same peak there from Leslie Pro. Kind of traditional opening route here. Are we going to see tree pools and check the uncle? Of course we are. Ooh, bombs on that tier 3 pool. Or, pardon me. One of those was a tier 2 with 4 bombs. One of them was a tier 3 with 4 rupees. Might have had those flipped. Did you catch exactly which was which between our two featured racers?
No, I missed it, but looks like there's mirror on the uncle. And those bombs are pretty nice to have, especially earlier on. Just, a little convenient because you want to check some, like the caves in Kakariko. Need to get
Yeah,
into Mini Moldorm.
yeah, nothing worse than finding that you have to go shopping to get your first supply of bombs.
hmm
So now I've watched you play a lot of this and a lot of Link to the Past Randomizer, and for people who may be more familiar with it, you can kind of shake up your initial routing in that, maybe do like an early South Shore first or something. In this, do you nearly always see this loop through Lost Woods and south into Kakariko, or is there also a good room for variability in this one?
Yeah, I think you can do both. Or you can do whatever, basically, like the same, whatever you do in just A Link to the Past. It's kind of the same, just like as open mode, but to be honest, I really haven't been watching much of this lately, so it's hard for me to say like what the typical standard meta play would be, but yeah,
Gotcha.
I think this is pretty standard.
Yeah. Well, we do see that the tier 1 pool is also bombs, so Leslie's not going to be that far behind by not getting those first 4. And that's a X-ray scope on the Aga ledge, so probably won't be seeing X-ray in play this seed, even if our runners do have to fight Aga. I would be surprised if anyone ran all the way here to the Lumberjack ledge just to get that item online.
Yeah. Yeah, not really worth it, of course. Except for there's a few bosses. If you have a full beam combo, you can, the so-called microwave beam. But yeah, unlikely that we're going to see that.
Heading down into Kakariko, no real money found yet to be able to afford the bottle vendor. But both runners have plenty of bombs to get those extra checks in the chicken hut, the well, Blind's house. Lots of looting to be done here pretty soon.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. You kind of just hope that, you know, there's 30 rupees under the pots down here, and then you kind of hope, you know, you just make up the difference with just the volume of checks here for the bottle vendor.
And that is a Various suit early and 10 power bombs. That's a lot kinder than some of the seeds that have been rolled on these community races.
Yep. Yeah, it's always nice to find, you know, the 10 power bombs is like kind of ideal, like sort of minimum before you want to go into Super Metroid. Of course, we don't have the Morph Ball yet, but having 10 is like, you know, just comfy enough to where you can do like those that initial loop through, you know, Brinstar or wherever. You don't have to worry too much about running out and having to farm or getting soft locked.
Yeah. Four more chests in the well, of course. Our runners are making a point to pick up those blue rupees, probably thinking about the that bottle vendor soon. And a couple of big 20s here, getting Leslie Pro just past the threshold. Technolink needs just a handful more rupees to make it, though. Gonna go one more loop through the well, it looks like.
Yep, that should do it.
It's just a missile pack for all that effort.
Throwing the chicken through the wall. And we get the Cane of Burna.
I quit doing chicken tosses for a while when I actually picked up like the invisible one and soft locked, but I've started to regain my nerve. I've been picking up a chicken or two lately. Leslie appears to be restocking on bombs via the rat hut without the money to buy them. Makes perfect sense to me.
Yep, this is a nice little spot. You know, you get yeah, that's a nice forward drop right there. Yeah, you can just fill up. Costs 1 bomb, but you get, you know, 8 more.
Gonna get our library peek. Are we gonna be hoping for some early boots of seed? Probably not. Here, Technolink, not peeking the race item, just going directly for it. I kind of like this in SMZ3R a lot more than in just Link to the Past Randomizer. I feel that early game, there's so much stuff you can get that just improves either of the games so much that I frequently just go for it myself.
Yeah. Yeah, even a little extra ammo isn't bad.
So only 4 bombs, but Technolink is headed south here. Kind of tricky to deal with Mini Moldorm Cave with that many. Maybe hoping for a good pull at the dam, or maybe even heading over to Agina's cave. Although they do have that blue cane, but that's not a lot of magic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably doable. But just barely with the blue cane. I guess 3 is technically the minimum that you'd need for Mini Moldorm, and then 4 with for the door, but that's a bit tight.
Ooh, flippers at the Drain Dam. Opening up a few more logical possibilities, although it really does hurt to go for Zora's Domain with 4 rupees and 6 rupees respectively here.
Yep. So checking the Desert Ledge, just some supers. Definitely going to check Agina here. I kind of like this play just because it's not that different from checking Ice Rod Cave. Takes a little while to walk over here for just one thing, but then it's kind of like a variance management type play where if you miss something, you're gonna miss it for a while, so might as well spend a little extra time.
Yeah. And also just different loadout situations here. Leslie, of course, having the extra bombs and a whole lot of a whole lot of magic meter there, whereas Techno Link had just a little bit less. May have been feeling a little antsy about going to Moldorm.
Mhm. Not much in there today, it looks like.
Yeah, not thrilling at all. Yeah, it looks like the seed gave that Varia suit early and said, "That's all you're getting. I'm done for now."
Yep. Techno Link going to Hobo first, kind of interesting. Wonder how he is going to clean up this area, but finds the flute.
That's kind of a cute item. Of course, not only giving access to West Death Mountain, but also that portal to Norfair. Not a whole lot of rooms there in Logic with only a Varia suit and no means of jumping, or getting extra lift, so to speak. But it's making me wonder if that's where we're going to end up going to find our Morph Ball.
Yeah, could be over there, I think. Well, let's see. There's without anything, like speed. I think it could be in the high jump E-tank maybe, but there's also the possibility that it could be up in Red Tower, but that's a bit far off now. We'd still need a lot more stuff.
Yeah. Leslie Pro pulling the first Sword of the Seed from Ice Rod Cave. Techno Link right behind. Going to make clearing any more of these hanging high roll checks a lot easier than just flinging bombs and using a blue cane on everything.
Yeah, for sure. Always love to have that sword before we go into the castle here.
Nice full magic refill drop from one of the little green guards. If we were still relying on cane and bombs, that would have been a lifesaver. Of course, sword kind of negates a little bit of it.
Yeah. Yep, Techno Link coming over to the Zora area. Finds a book.
No, we're just gonna spend the next 30 minutes in just Hyrule. That's all. The Super Metroid part of this will come in a little bit.
Yep.
So coming on up here, even without the rupees for Zora, just a heart container. Which, we're still at 3 hearts. Don't hate it, but walking that far for it might be a little excessive right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the book is interesting. It opens up desert, but a lot of times you don't really want to go into desert this early without being able to clear it. Technolink does have the flute, not activating it quite yet, though. I think they're heading towards Mini Moldorm Cave, which, yeah, because Technolink went to Hobo, and then Ice Rod, and then Zora, so, yep, just doing Mini Moldorm now.
Yeah, we know not a whole lot of value in there. Leslie Pro taking down the Zelda Cell Guard. Charge Beam. That's pretty nice.
Yep.
All of a sudden, not as worried about your long-term ammo situation, of course.
Yeah, for sure. It can be a big, definitely a big reliever in that area. Although, depending on what beams you find, but yeah, you're definitely a lot less concerned about, having to pick up extra supers and regular missiles.
Leslie Pro did get that extra small key back in the front, so going to be able to go all the way to the back of Escape here.
Yep, Kane is helping out here too. It's pretty nice when you don't have the lamp, especially for that key rat. And Technolink looks like following behind, which is pretty nice because he's going to get that charge beam too.
Yeah, so not a whole lot of divergence yet. There was that little bit of early game that got Technolink the flute and a book. Also has that book, but not actually pursued either one of them just yet.
Yeah, I think Technolink is probably going to activate the flute sometime soon. We'll see if he goes to the back or not, but so the book is kind of, like I was saying earlier, the desert play I think is a little tough, without the fire source or glove or boots. It always kind of feels like desert is sort of bait in this situation, like you're just going to go there and waste a bunch of time.
Yeah.
Then you have Hera and the can check the tablet too, which is a little less attractive without the hammer, hook shot, and plus it's a pendant.
Well, speaking of hammer, though, Leslie finding a slightly illogical hammer there in the back of Escape. A glove or a lamp, I believe, would put that in full logic. But a fun little addition to the kit right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not bad. Looks like Leslie is maybe coming over to the eastern area, which this is another choice they can make. They can check out Sahasrahla, maybe go into eastern.
Doing a little menu boss here, flipping between Boomerang and Hammer to see that the stun prize is big 20 rupees. Probably not the fastest way to build up your Zora money, but it's a thing.
Yeah, it's not bad for sure, especially in the absence of a better farm without the gloves or something.
It's going to be our first peek at Sahasrahla's closet. Green Pendant Swamp. How do you feel about going to desert now? No glove, no fire, but you can get the torch item now at least.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Pretty nice find, I always like to check that closet. It's basically the densest item outside of your major, mini molar and Kakariko, but not bad for Leslie Pro here.
No, so very early the seed is given Varia, Hammer, Boots, Flippers. I mean, admittedly, split between our two featured runners here, but lots of, it seems stingy for a bit, but to have this kind of loadout within the first 18 minutes, this seems pretty darn nice, actually.
Oh yeah, yep. Of course the boots are the boots. Mirror is always nice. And Varia, you'd rather have that than not, so. Technolink getting his hammer too. The hammer is nice to have with mirror as well because, that's like just another thing you'd like to have. If you're going up Death Mountain, you can go over to that east side as well.
Yeah, that'll give access to the Spiral Cave item in all 7 in Paradox Cave. So kind of cute the different movement options each runner has. Technolink coming down here to activate the flute, and Leslie has the boots, but no flute. So each one has like one of those big get around high roll items that the other one. I wonder how they'll feel when they see that other one pop up.
Mm-hmm.
And with the 300 rupees in that chest, Leslie Pro now has Zora money, but the bottle turn-in giving Morph Ball bombs That's our first can fly. Well, once we get a morph ball to go with it.
Yep. Yeah, those are nice to have too because you know, you have to worry less about power bomb management.
Here we go. Technolink fly into the mountain. Getting that flute online at last.
Yep. So getting old man, pretty, you know, not too hard. Dark room here, if you're familiar with it. So I imagine Technolink is probably going to clear this out. It'll be interesting to see if he goes into Super Metroid, which I imagine maybe he will, just at least to check the one item at the high jump E tank. But depends on if more falls up here as well.
I believe that's the first E-tank of the seed as well. Saw a reserve tank earlier, but don't think we saw any E-tanks yet. And of course, Pendant Hera's up here too. But as we've mentioned a couple times, no fire source in case you're blocked by the basement.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine he'll probably go in just because, you know, he's kind of gotta take this long way around. Might as well, you know, still looking for stuff like, you know, Morph Ball, Moon Pearl, you know, I mean, most of everything really when you think about it, but especially those items that are really kind of bottlenecking you.
Another E-tank in Spectacle Rock. Leslie discovers that the final item is actually on Armos Knights in Eastern. Nothing else to do there now. Oh, the dam did have an E-tank. Thank you, Chad. I was so excited to see the flippers pop up there, it completely escaped my mind. So we got Red Crystal Ice Palace, Green Pendant Swamp, which we knew from Sahasrara, and Blue Pendant Thieves Town.
Yep.
I hate Pendant Thieves Town. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, you know, definitely been burned by it a few times.
Ooh! A way to lift heavier things on the Ether Tablet. That book is going to be giving us some value whenever we can find a sword upgrade.
Yeah, that's not a bad find. Looks like Leslie Pro is going to get their book as well before, so they'll, you know, more than likely see that too, which is good.
And if King Zora has a major item, that could be huge for Leslie Pro. I can't see Technolink wanting to walk all the way back there after having already done it the first time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's one of those, you know, like scenario where you often find yourself checking it, you know, a little earlier, and then it's like, you know, Zora's just one item, so kind of a double-edged sword there. Most of the time it's nothing, but then if it is something, it's like, well, probably not coming back. But so it's just, you know, it's nice. It's a nice little peace of mind, I guess, even if it is nothing.
Here we go. Technolink walking around Spiral Cave, Leslie Pro, about to talk to King Zora. That's a big payoff. That is huge.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So now when Leslie does go up Death Mountain, that's our first glove of the seed. We're gonna have a glove, hammer, master sword. I really hope for Technolink's sake that there is another sword somewhere before the seed goes on too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you could definitely see, you know, getting it somewhere else, but it is, you know, a little inconvenient. Does get that 300 though, so maybe that'll kind of sweeten the deal or sort of point him in that direction.
Yeah. 5 more items incoming. And an 8 bomb drop. Getting the refund. Love to see it. The hits keep coming. So with that Moon Pearl, correct me if I'm wrong, but across both our runners now, we have a glove. We will have a glove, a hammer, a Moon Pearl, an invincibility item, and a hammer. Well, the hammer's not quite logical. Well, the hammer will be logical as soon as the glove is picked up.
Right.
Morph Ball and Spike Cave? Maybe I shouldn't be making predictions like that, but but Spike Cave is logical as soon as they get all. Oh, never mind. Well, I found the Morph Ball, Cassidy.
Okay, well, there it is.
So Morph Ball gated by the second glove. Our runners are going to have a whole lot of options open at that point. 2 gloves, a hammer, a Moon Pearl, and a Morph Ball soon. Well, soon, TM. Where do you go? Are you going right for your high roll dungeons, or are you going and doing a whole ton of Metroid when you as soon as you get that Morph Ball? I guess it depends a bit on where that second glove is first, huh?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, you got to find the second glove, but then like the bigger question in my mind is kind of like, when do you do kind of like the really annoying Super Metroid checks, like without Morph Ball, like Pink Brinstar and whatnot. Because you could always leave something behind there, like that you could need in either game, or like the Morph Ball could be behind there, like the glove. I mean, second glove.
That would be that'd be a pretty gross track for just. I mean, we see it all the time with how the logic distributes things, but yeah, I'm just waiting for this early game generosity to take a steep turn, sharp turn.
So yeah, I mean, like that second glove could kind of be anywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So we have Techno Link wrapping up Pendant Hera, accepting the basement, of course. No fire source yet. And Leslie Pro has made the play into Desert without like too much payoff yet. Again, quick note: that hammer is still not. Well, no. Again, I keep forgetting that Zora had that second sword. So Techno Link doesn't know it, but the hammer is logical. There we go.
Yeah.
So at this point, we're just kind of waiting on our runners to both do that simultaneous cleanup, and then it's where in the Dark World do you go, or do you go do those really awkward Morph Ball lacking Metroid checks?
Yeah, I could see. I think Techno might go into Super Metroid here, or not sure what he's doing, if he's going to try to he's trying to bomb jump, but yeah, Techno I imagine is going to maybe head over to Eastern, get his boots before going and getting that sword.
Yeah, with the flute, getting over there's not too much trouble, but actually, yeah, here we go. We're getting our first Metroid item peak. Just missiles.
Yep. Techno also picked up Ice Beam, I think, in Eastern, was it? Or no, that was in Spiral Cave, I want to say.
Yeah, I believe Spiral Cave is it. And Technolink skipping the entry back to Hyrule. Gonna go ahead and go down here to Vanilla Morph Ball and see if there's anything down here. So we're getting our first few of those awkward I have no Morph Ball and I must scream Metroid checks.
Yep, this one isn't too bad because you can kind of just, reset and then, like, it depends on if something is there, but either way you can reset or, like, the climb isn't too bad depending if you have to take something back with you. But, it's like you're 30 minutes in and it's kind of like, unclear. Like I kind of, got this Sora check, kind of don't want to go back to, got Eastern, like might as well check it like just in case, since I don't really have a completely clear path forward right now.
Does see an Ether medallion in the ceiling, but doesn't seem to want to walk that out just now. Of course, it's not in logic on this mode because this isn't if it was hard mode tournament logic, that would be a logical item. But even with it, we don't have Turtle Rock access. By the time we get Turtle Rock access, we'll also have Morph Ball access, of course, and of course don't have Mire access either. The two places you would actually be able to use that Ether to gate something.
Yep.
But now Leslie's about to get the real good news up here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Leslie goes. Probably I imagine gonna go into Hera, go clean up Death Mountain, but definitely has some choices.
Technolink heading back to Eastern Palace and environs. Sarala will give those boots, of course. It's a little crisscross applesauce going on with the two runners now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Techno.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just a question from chat. What game is this? This is the Link in the Past Super Metroid crossover randomizer. So items scattered across both games, and you got to beat both Ganon and Mother Brain to wrap up your seed.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like Techno's going into Eastern. Kind of has to right now because it still doesn't have that 500, and luckily for him, there's a 300 in here that he's going to pick up.
Yeah, if that doesn't send him back to Zora, I don't know what will.
Yeah, there's also the Bonk Rocks, which I don't believe have been checked. Or maybe I missed them.
I think Leslie did look at it, but I don't think there was any. If something in there did stand out, I completely missed it as well. Pretty big race today. In fact, we have 23 entrants in this Sunday afternoon race, so lots of folks giving it their go. I think this is the biggest one of these races I've seen.
Yeah, not a bad showing.
Three spin slashes with a Master Sword, and down goes Trolldorm. Worm still getting the last laugh with the small key to the basement with no fire source.
Yeah, you hate to see that, but, pretty decent fight there.
Oh, yeah. But now this is where things are going to get, I think, really exciting for Leslie. Going to head east across the bridge to East Death Mountain. The loot down there, is okay, but it's really seeing that Moon Pearl on the floating island that I think is going to. I can't wait to know what our runners' reactions were to that once all is said and done.
Mm-hmm.
Or, pardon me, not Moon Pearl.
Right.
Morph Ball. The Moon Pearl's down here. And the Moon Pearl is exciting, pardon me. I'm getting all my orbs mixed up, pardon me. Technolink, meanwhile, getting the final item possible out of Eastern for now. Those boots, I wonder if we may see the play to Desert, even though we know Zora is the one currently holding the goods for Technolink. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Bonk Rocks check, of course. Hey, we get a replay.
Yeah, that is true. We could see Techno just head into Desert, which, isn't a terrible decision, but we know it's wrong, of course, in hindsight.
Ooh, and Leslie out of bombs. Needs to get one of those 8 bomb pack drops like Technolink got from these mini Moldworms. That would make the routing a little less awkward going forward.
Yeah.
Now, there is one thing I'm wondering. So, I don't think Leslie... Ooh! I don't think Leslie actually walked over and saw the floating island item. Am I wrong there?
No, I think he walked over.
Okay, did see it. My bad. Okay. I saw the 0 bombs and the save and quit, and I had a moment of concern. Okay, that's good. Well, I'm thinking, oh, I can't bomb jump. I'll just worry about it later. Would not be the dream, given what we know is up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here we go. World very open for Leslie. Hammer, glove, Moon Pearl. Finally, some new checks for us here in the booth.
Yep, going with the Hype Cave play. Pretty standard. And personally, I kind of like it compared to going into Kakariko first, just because, you got these 6/5/6 checks here. Plasma Beam, that's not bad.
Yeah, charge plasma already. I don't think we've killed a single. Well, Technolink has killed a few enemies in Super Metroid. Leslie's not killed a single enemy in Super Metroid and has charge plasma. That's pretty good.
Yeah, solid find. But yeah, especially with the mirror here, you can go, do Hype Cave, go left or right, kind of, hoping to get some more like items, like the mitts, for example, that might kind of save you some time later on.
Stumpy just giving us his life savings. Technolink doing a few angry slashes. That looks like that's an incoming King Zora check.
Yep. Yeah, you hate it when that happens, but it's kind of like, down to your last check. You got to sheepishly just walk back to it, and reflect on your choices, but he's not going to be too far behind Leslie, all things considered.
Oh, yeah. Getting that flute early online. So Leslie's been saving some time via boots without flute, but Technolink's early flute let him get around to a lot of these areas a little bit faster than Leslie did, I think. So pretty evenly matched still at this point.
Yep. Yeah, Technolink also does have like a little extra knowledge about Ether, but Although, I mean, I imagine Leslie, like, they're both going to go back there, and then... But Technolink has checked a little bit more as well.
Technolink headed up the mountain to get that glove. Leslie spawning at Sanctuary and heading west. Gonna probably take the Lost Woods portal. I'm sure both our runners a little thankful that Aga very not required this seed.
Yep, that's always, you know, a little nice. Yeah, Leslie, you know, going into the CAC portal here. Probably gonna have to do that, you know, that pendant Thieves Town, I had to guess.
Yeah, real hard not to do that here. What's your general attitude towards when you go up to a fire rodless Skullwoods? For its 2 items.
I kind of like to check it. It depends on if I'm like, if I want to go, you know, kind of where Leslie's going, kind of do this little arc like up on the north side. I'll probably just, you know, check Skullwoods first. Maybe if I have mitts, like if I don't have, you know, personally, if I don't have flute, I don't have mitts, and I can't just, you know, lift up that rock there, I'll probably just check, you know, just get it out of the way.
Technolink did give us our peek at Spike Cave, which I noticed was suspiciously in logic. Only cash money there, though. And Leslie going for Graveyard Ledge, and I'm guessing we'll also see a mirror to King's Tomb here pretty soon.
Yep, just a piece of heart, but might as well pick it up while you're here.
Yeah, we did see Blue Mail up on the Cape Ledge, so looking very unlikely we won't have Red Mail at the end of all things this seed.
Mm-hmm.
Coming all the way back there for just a progressive mail upgrade, I'd have to be real scared about the rest of my loadout. Like Master Sword Silverless Ganon scared, you know?
Oh yeah, yep. I mean, in that situation, you know, it's pretty tempting because, you know, it's really gonna help you there, but otherwise, nah, not really. Probably not going back for it.
Ooh, Technolink here doing a kind of a cheeky thing. Saw how much value was on the up on the Ether tablet, so heading on over to the Bombos tablet as well, leaning into that book.
Mm-hmm. Another kind of interesting thing here is could go into Swamp. No hook shot. Kind of don't want to, but it is a possibility.
Yeah, those are the 2 cheeky plays that I still can't wrap my head around when you're supposed to do them. Or of course the like we mentioned a minute ago, the Skullwoods dive, which ain't that tricky, but the Swamp Palace dive when you can full clear it, and to me, any pendant turtle rock in this game is very... I have no idea when to do that. You'll see people do it and win by half an hour. You'll see people do it and lose by half an hour. I had no idea how to feel out a seat and know when to do that or not, for me at least.
Yeah, it is tricky for sure. Like, especially just the more you have open, like, nobody really wants to go into Swamp Palace right now. The only thing in its favor is, like, it is a pendant, and, you know, if you get half or more of the items out of it, you know, maybe you just don't even have to worry, but there's so much else open, like, you probably just not going to count on your gloves or whatever being in there.
So Leslie cleared that north route clockwise up to Catfish. No value. Decides to go ahead and dip on back to the Lost Woods portal, but it looks like we're gonna spoil that pedestal already. I guess this would motivate you to go to Thieves Town a little faster, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is a good call, especially, like, you know, with the pendants laid out how they are.
Yeah. Flying bombs, though, just a pack of missiles there. Well, mysterious Mr. Mystery, we did get a peek at Vanilla Morph and the ceiling item. Thanks to Technolink, we know it's not there. We got missiles and an ether medallion down there.
Mm-hmm.
Village of Outcast checks incoming. Got the chess game. Did Leslie go by the C-shaped house earlier?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So yeah, still a handful of checks in here. Ooh. All right, there we go. Now we're in business. There's the second glove. Where do you want to go today? So yeah, for anyone getting caught up in chat, we know that the morph ball is up on the floating island, so that was the last piece of the puzzle to get it and really get rolling in Metroid. So I wonder if Leslie's going to do any of those pendant Thieves Town checks or just get on up there. Oh, of course we do have the glove now, so Smith chains and logic too. There are too many choices here. How do you? I would have such choice paralysis this seed.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with the myths, like usually, they got like myths, flute, like so much of A Link to the Past is open right now, but not necessarily completable.
And Technolink equalizing pretty quickly here, I'd say. Because Leslie took the time to do that little north loop and Technolink went to Village of Outcasts so much faster, world is basically open for both of them now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I imagine they're both probably going to check at least the first 4 of Thieves Town. But at this point, probably skip back the dungeon.
Neither one making a beeline for that morph ball. Definitely wanting to clear out some of these checks and avoid revisiting the town, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. You're right there. Plus, you never know, like... Although I think having flute and mitts, makes it a little more justifiable to, like, skip some stuff. Just because you can get right back here.
Is there a trick I don't know with the purple chest here?
Yeah, so... Leslie Pro, you can basically leave the purple chest wherever. Stay in the dark world, and then if you go onto the screen with lockpick, it gives you the item. Basically, all you have to do is just mirror like above a certain vertical position, and it's pretty like wide. So
Cool.
yeah, so he's gonna get the item here.
Remind me to have you teach me that one night later this week. That's a lot better than dragging that thing around.
Yep.
Yeah, so just going over mentally the places we have access to now. Of course, Misery Mire and Environs, the path down into Gold Terizo is open to us now. With those Morph Ball bombs, I think Ridley's in logic even, let alone that. Well, as soon as we get that Morph Ball, like
Right.
basically everything in Metroid except watery areas and a few other one-offs is available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. So yeah, they're both gonna head over here and grab that. Probably don't want to head over to Ridley just yet.
Oh, no, of course not. It's just one of those things that, always
Right, you could.
bring there.
Yeah.
So Technolink gonna take the route up here through Turtle Rock, gonna also learn if perhaps that Ether Medallion has more uses than just freezing things. Bombos for this one.
Yep, gonna grab this little bonkable item here too.
Always love it when the hook shot's in that chest.
Yeah.
Leslie gonna go over to Super Bunny Cave first and grab these 2 items before grabbing that morph ball. Nothing to write home about there. And roughly 50 minutes in on our restream, Technolink has gotten the first morph ball. Leslie will be right behind. Hey, you want to play some Metroid sometime? I like playing some Metroid now and again.
Yep. It's not a bad game, but yeah, like you were saying, you know, we got most of Super Metroid available. Logically, that is. One spot we don't have is Wrecked Ship, or Meridia, but the rest of it, you know, it's wide open.
Yeah, a handful of things gated by either Speed Booster or Grapple Beam, which kind of makes you wonder, you know, how long do you try to delay your Brinstar or your Wreck Ship because you're worried about the Speed Booster gated items there? Although, I suppose Wreck Ship is not quite in logic here, because we are on the normal logic instead of the hard logic.
Yeah. We'd need, you know, like Space Jump or Speed Booster. I think, or Gravity Suit. To be honest, I'm not sure exactly what the logic is there. But
Yeah, so used to playing hard logic that you forget what's required on the normal one.
Yep.
$10 arrows for a cutscene? No, thank you.
Yeah, save and quit here, or the reset rather, will just, you know, take you right back to the ship. So definitely worth it.
Fisher Price shield in this little high jump boots loop. And yay! $5. There's also that feeling when you pick it up before your brain's quite processed what it is, and then you feel even, you know, like more like, oh, why am I sitting here waiting for this to go off my screen?
Yep, there's a bottle down at the Croc Escape too. Nothing too exciting so far, but I forgot we do have that plasma beam too. That's pretty nice.
Oh yeah. Leslie looking to be choosing to just stick to the Norfair checks here. Of course, none of these are, well, the Vanilla Ice Beam and Crumble Mountain are logically gated by Speed Booster, but as far as the rest of the, none of the tricks required to get these items illogically are really that bad. So I kind of like the play here, going into Norfair, maybe hoping you get that Speed Booster, so you really only have to go to those other places one time, period.
Mm-hmm.
Tap
Yeah,
magic.
nothing too bad here.
Now that we have a whole lot of things to use it with back in Link to the Past, but still, nice pickup.
Yep, that's another one of those just, you know, a little nice to have. Don't really need it, but makes it a little more comfy.
Yeah. And although we don't have high jump boots or space jump, those morph ball bombs put a lot of stuff in logic. Is it anyone's favorite Camfly? Well, maybe. Who even understands what people like? But it'll get the job done. It gets the job done. Of course, Ice Beam kind of may make this a little faster and a little cheekier, as long as you don't accidentally kill your waivers, right?
Right. Yeah, the Ice Beam is definitely, a little more convenient in this room, Bubble Mountain here. Especially with the waivers, like if you just have the bombs, they're always, knocking you down.
So Technolink focusing a little more on Brinstar, Leslie focusing more on Norfair. There's our armor upgrade. So now we know where all of those are. One here in Billy Mays, one up on Cape Ledge. Oh yeah, and just a little note, if you do get your Plasma Beam, or your Spacer Beam for that matter, in Link to the Past, it doesn't automatically equip like a lot of your other beams do, so you do have to take a menu to get it online once you're back in Metroid. But they do both have the item at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So far, just a little quality of life. Got an armor upgrade for one featured racer, the half magic for the other. Nothing really opening anything up just yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Technolink is going to go left here, going to, the Big Pink. Probably going to, like, loop around in Brinstar, maybe come back up out to the ship.
Does get that Plasma Beam on for dealing with all these big side hoppers.
I'll be curious to see where Leslie Pro is going to go. Because, kind of like we mentioned earlier, you can go to Lower Norfair. But you can also go, you could go turn around and go back to Crate or something maybe.
And there we go. Technolink getting another big access item. Space Jump does open a couple checks that Infinite Bomb Jumps don't on their own, and definitely a lot faster way to have your Can't Fly online. So that's wrecked ship access. That's a slightly friendlier way up to Bubble Mountain. So nice pickup for Technolink. And yeah, Chad, I also like the idea of doing a gate skip either to Croc or, but I don't like the idea of after you beat Croc having to infinite bomb jump up to what's it called, Indiana Jones up there in the sky, down below Croc.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's no fun. Also, goodness, the missile counts we've gotten from the first 50 minutes of the scene were basically all Link to the Past, and you don't get to ignore your ammo pickups there. If it's in a chest and you open it, you're getting it. And so just 90 missiles and charged plasma. We are loaded for bear this seed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that does happen a lot in SMZ3. You got, because like you said, you got the ALTTP chests, and you kind of just have to get what you get.
Here we go, Technolink getting wave gate skip, lining up that super missile shot to open the gate from the wrong side, and getting an illogical fire rod. That's a pretty good find. I'd be excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the skull was get paid off after all.
And Leslie is walking back through Cathedral rather than gate glitching and going down to Croc. Again, with infinite bomb jumps as your can fly, I wouldn't want to make those checks either.
Hmm.
And as noted, Wave Beam is required to put that Fire Rod in logic. That Fire Rod is absolutely required by the logic to beat the game. So full beam combos, just that logically necessary Wave Beam away. Technolink continuing the backtrack, taking the kind of backwards route through all of Brinstar. Leslie on the way to deal with Kraid.
Yep. So, Kraid is nice. Like, it's an easy boss, required boss. Plus, you can just kind of clean up all these little spots here.
That's not the gating item you want to see. Shovel here down right before Edakuns.
Yeah, especially after you already did the, Smith sequence and all that. But it is nice for, even if it doesn't have an item, it is nice for some, ammo or whatever in a pinch.
Ooh. Speed booster here right above the Edakuns. Sometimes just take the boring route, and the seed will provide. It's provided everything else this for a change this Sunday.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Leslie very narrowly not getting the quick kill on Kraid. Did get 3 super missiles into that mouth before it closed. They make it look so easy getting those, and I'll just shoot it once. It's like, no, we're going to phase 2. We're going to phase 2 right now.
Yeah, it's, definitely not as easy as it looks. I wonder if Technolink is going to go back and check Waterway as well. It can be easy to forget, if you've already just, made your rounds through there.
I think if Technolink does that, he's doing it completely on purpose. Because that speed booster is just screaming at you after you get it down there. So if so, I don't think it's a case of forgetting. I think it'll be fully intentional to say, no, I'm good. And is choosing to go up, so willingly abandoning Waterway.
Well, it never has anything anyway, so.
That's true. So fairly loaded Brinstar, both Space Jump and Speed Booster there. And of course the Fire Rod, gained illogically by Wave Gate skipping, so a lot of value there today.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people like, it's kind of like one of those little jokes, people like to do the Brinstar skip, whatnot, but probably could pull that off today.
And the hits keep coming. There is a bow at the end of Gauntlet, so mark off another one of our required items found at this point. Leslie going to be using that Ice Beam and some clever wall jumps to climb Red Tower here. Meanwhile, Technolink putting that speed booster to use. You get the space jump, and then you get the speed boost, and you're like, no, I have an even faster way up here. So definitely moving at this point.
Oh, yeah. Leslie choosing to come up through, go all the way up Red Tower instead of going up over to Brinstar. Maybe he doesn't want to do the gate skip. But it'll be kind of interesting to see, like, you know, if they're going to do Wreck Ship or if they're going to try to, you know, do that Brinstar loop just the opposite direction that Techno took. Which would be kind of unfortunate because of, you know, all those items, but...
Yeah, we'll note though, yeah, Leslie does not have logical wreck ship access just yet. Of course, these runners who frequently do hard mode ones are used to doing their CWJs into their continuous wall jumping. But if Leslie intends to just stick with the logic, probably will be taking a left and heading to Bryn up here.
Techno getting his bow, not even bothering with those bombs.
Yeah, advantage of peeking from below. You don't have to worry about making sure you grab both in one go. Just pick the one you want and get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to get a little high five here pretty soon from our runners. Moat item is just a missile pack. I wonder if Leslie's going to take the time to IBJ up to Criteria Peebs up here. Is climbing this little hill, so looking like we might be seeing some infinite bomb jump action. Here we go.
Yep. Techno gets a nice little spark across the moat. Might even do the same right here. Or maybe not, just going down to check.
Ooh, and that is why these are everyone's least favorite can fly. Loses it just at the very end. Don't worry about it, Leslie. Just come back later. We promise there are better things for you down below.
Yep. Yeah, it can be frustrating for sure.
Yeah, Technolink not gonna spark this one, just gonna put that space jump to use. So of course at this point, Leslie Pro has the knowledge of a north loop of Hyrule, Dark Hyrule that Technolink doesn't really have. Well, light, dark. Use the mirror to get to King's Tomb and to Graveyard Ledge. Also has some knowledge of Norfair that Technolink doesn't, but Technolink stuck with the basics. Did the Brinstar loop, got that space jump and that speed booster. Is going to be giving us some new information here, heading into Wreck Ship.
Yeah, pretty well equipped for the Fantoon fight too. Has plenty of missiles and charged plasma. So it should be good here.
Leslie using
Pro getting those wall jumps.
Yeah, those little delayed wall jumps to get up here. Like, no more infinite bomb jumps for me. I'm good. I will use any other method you give me. Fantoon being trolly as ever with its timing for Technolink.
Yep, pretty close. Should be one more round here.
Yeah, and the Space Squid is dead. Gotta be feeling good to be coming to Rick's ship with already having both that space jump and that speed booster. You know you're not going to be orphaning anything. You don't have to worry about coming back here again later. You just know it's taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always nice, that extra little peace of mind. Rex ship, I think, isn't the worst speed location, just because you can peek the item.
Yeah, you at least know if you're coming back. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Of course, it doesn't make it feel any better, if you do have to make the long trip back, but
So I think the big difference we're going to see here in the route is that Leslie will have the opportunity to see the waterway item on the way through and not have to worry about either leaving it or backtracking. But Rex ship here giving the ice rod yet another one of our required items checked off.
yep. It's not bad. Another thing about Rex ship too is, it takes a little long for how dense it is, especially, if you're making the whole loop. So it's always nice to find a little something. Even if it is, just the ice rod.
Leslie here showcasing one of those little tricks that even if you're doing normal logic, very good to learn. That mock ball to get through those gates without having to have speed booster. We know it's just downstairs, but still, one of the first tricks I recommend anyone learn if they want to play this game, either casually with friends in multi-world, or if you want to join these Sunday and Monday night races.
Yep. Techno coming over here to the Rex ship E-Tank.
Probably the most annoying item in the game. You either walk all the way over here and you're thankful you get to reset, but you're annoyed you came over here, or you walk all the way over here and it's really important and you're annoyed you have to walk it out. It's really important and you have to walk it out.
Yep.
So that is nearly everything in Metroid available for Technolink. I think the only item that's not logical for him at this point is the Shack Tool one.
Yeah. In the normal logic, you do need the grapple beam, but yeah, basically everything's open at this point.
Yeah, you can of course do a clip with the little rubbery bouncy dudes and an ice beam, but as far as the logic, that's 99 out of 100 checks open, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Leslie getting that lovely speed booster. So earlier, Technolink got a little hosed by King Zora having required progression. And just, first trip there, not quite having the cash, early flippers kind of baited him into it. This time, the other big hanging check is that waterway. So here's hoping for Technolink's sake he doesn't get bitten twice.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely schmooving now.
Yeah. Yeah, Technolink is in pretty good shape as long as there's nothing, really crucial there. Like Bombos or, Samaria.
Yeah. Mushroom here at Rex Ship Reserve. Probably I don't want to leave that behind. You don't want to do it, but you really don't want to leave that behind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there's the space jump. Leslie getting even more movement options online, and it is going to give us this waterway peak.
Yeah, it has to go, a little slow here because it doesn't have the gravity suit, but you can come up here, do a little short charge.
Oh, well, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I'm sure Technolink can get through every dark room as necessary, and has a fire rod, so does have a fire source. But the lamp is one of those, it's just a nice little quality of life. Not required for runners of like these two, but still, nice pickup.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious to see where Techno is going to go from here. I assume, maybe Meridia would kind of make sense.
Yeah, did get that gravity suit up there. I mean, Technolink kind of has the ability here to do just one giant loop through all of Super Metroid, and may very well capitalize on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I'm
if you
curious
know
to
that.
see.
Okay.
Yeah, if he's gonna just clear out, Super Metroid, or if he's gonna maybe, because like he could do Pod and Eastern, or he has little things, but basically has the whole world open to him.
Leslie Pro here, working to get that Wavegate skip as well. Very awkward when you don't have high jump boots, of course. You have to stand on the little lip to the door here and try to get your lineup right.
Yeah, it is a little tight. I think you gotta be like flush with the wall, basically. So, gotta be a little, precise with your taps there. But
Plenty of super missiles, though. That one looked good, and it was good. That's great. This would be a small catastrophe if Leslie had left here without the fire rod. So very good to see that pickup happen. Very good. Yeah, with this many racers in the race, it's kind of a tricky thing when you have this many options open to you. It's always nice to go mode your Zelda dungeons, but if you feel like, I love metagaming in big races like this one, thinking, okay, I had a little hiccup early. What kind of play could I make to kind of counterbalance, any early hiccups I had? And but the problem is, my brain goes right to Link to the Past pendant dungeons, and then all I do is waste another 10 minutes of my life. So,
yep. Yeah, it is fun, sometimes to kind of try to like reverse engineer, what someone else might have done. Then like, maybe I could do this other thing. But then, sometimes you do end up just kind of talking yourself into, losing the game. But that doesn't mean it's not still fun.
oh yeah. I think that's one of the big things about this is that there are just so many places to go, so many options for where your final few items can be. I think if you are playing this particular randomizer, you really have to be in it for the experience of it. Like you can't let your wins and your losses make you salty when you're playing this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Technolink is going to be able to check out this X-ray location. Did make a save earlier, so
Yeah,
pretty good
that's kind of
spot.
the big one that Leslie has orphaned at this point.
Yeah, this is another location where, in normal logic, you kind of need, you need like space jump or the grappling beam, but it's one of those locations that you can check with a little, like not as good a loadout. But it is rather tough, if you don't, like you can damage boost off those waivers. It's pretty precise, you can, if you have speed and high jump, you can, do some fancy jumps with those and just take the damage from the spikes.
Some of
But
those
yeah,
things,
it looks like it was nothing.
definitely things to keep in mind when you're playing on a hard mode logic, of course.
Mhm.
Do I have to go to vanilla X-ray and just walk through spikes to do? Yep. Yeah. Leslie Pro basically completed that Bryn Star loop. Will probably be headed into Wreck Ship. Now there is one check up here again that they keep alternating checks. Technolink left the waterway. Leslie left vanilla X-ray, but we've got shaft supers coming up here too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Technolink not going to Meridia just yet. Gonna go ahead and take care of Crane. With that speed booster, I mean, there's even a very clean loop to just clear all of Lower Norfair as well. Like, if you're really worried about the Shack Tool check, might be able to delay it until you do get the grapple beam and thus have every check in the game open.
Mhm. Yeah, that's one of the nicer things about Techno's route is he can kind of, if he wants to, he could, sort of take the route that takes him to Lower Norfair first and then puts him at Bubble Mountain, which was mostly empty, if I recall.
Yeah, I think the main thing we saw in that area was just a quality of life upgrade in the form of half magic.
Yep.
Crane dead for Technolink. Nothing really in this zone, of course. Leslie making the way back up to the gunship. Out of Peebs, down to 4 super missiles. Might be time for a little recovery after this BT check.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be, the route kind of works out nice here. Can, do this check, go to the ship, then maybe go to Wreck Ship.
Yep. Leslie there being like, "Oh yeah, I have morph ball bombs." But now, where did Leslie save? Just like right down here, right next to the portal to Hyrule?
Oh, right. Yep. They did.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I had just a tiny little bit of momentary panic for Leslie's sake there. Okay, good. And this is gonna take that gate. Where are we going in Hyrule? I'm glad to see the divergence. I'm excited to see things get mixed up a little bit here between our two featured restreamies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
It looks like that lamp was part of the. Lamp, bow, hammer, mirror, crystal pod, and crystal eastern.
Yeah, I actually kind of like this play, especially with the lamp, just because, like, you've already got most of Eastern done, you have to do it anyway, and then Pod has, like, you know, it's a good chunk of items, and it doesn't really get much faster to do as well.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of go mode, maybe you could go mode it, but then, like, you never know where the big key is, so.
Now, of course, we here know that the gravity suit is all the way over at wreck ship E-Tank, so the final bit of, well, the penultimate, there we go, penultimate bit of Zeeb's access is there. But we do still need, what all? Cane of Samaria, Hookshot. Huh, are those the only two items we need for logical Zelda Go mode?
Well, we need a Misery Mire Medallion. I don't know if we've seen that yet.
Oh, you're right. We don't know which one's required for that. Oh, and of course, Leslie's not gotten that ice rod quite yet, which was back in Wreck Ship.
Mm. Another thing is, there's the mushroom, so we don't know if that's anything yet, but if that's nothing, then Leslie could potentially save some time in wreck shit by not doing the whole back half.
Yeah, that's true. If Gravity Suit is Leslie's Go mode, that's a lot less of Metroid to be checking. That's... The seed has jokes. It has jokes. Chat, we don't know where Bombos is, and that's a good point. Bombos is required for Turtle Rock, so that is one of the items we definitely need. Thank you. So, things that we have not seen in the booth. Bombos, potentially whatever we need for Meyer, Hookshot, Cane of Samaria. There we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is possible that our runners could skip Hookshot as well, but depending on like if anything's in Swamp, and if they can do the Moldorm skip, but I'm not sure if any of our restream runners tonight are kind of, if they're gonna hover or do the Moldorm routes or anything. So they're probably gonna be looking for that.
Yeah. Are those still the two main ones, or have any other options been discovered at this point?
Yeah, that's basically it. You either hover or your Moldorm bounce.
Let me know when they come up with one that a scrub like me can do, and I'll get right on skipping that Moldorm 2 fight. So it's kind of funny, thought we'd see a little divergence with Technolink chasing that gravity suit a bit, but instead, somehow we're both in pod.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, like you said, the pod to Eastern mirror, double up there is it's too nice. It's too nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of quality of life items, Screw Attack here in the pod Dark Maze. Pretty handy for making your way through Lower Norfair instead of feeling compelling to either, damage boost through, kill, etc. I mean, that does kill the key hunters, but it's nice. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, definitely kind of streamlines some of the rooms there, makes it a little safer.
One day I'll be good enough to complain about getting the Screw Attack. Like, it's messing all my D boosts up, but not this day. Not this day.
Yep. But with that, you can just do the can just break your spin with the angle button, then you get your D boosts.
Gotcha.
I think this is one, area where we are going to see Leslie Pro gain a little bit of time over Techno, just because, this maze can kind of be a pain in the dark.
Yeah.
Even if it's not difficult per se, it's definitely a little bit slower.
Yeah, even if you know the route, they're still realizing where you are along that route.
Mm-hmm. The basement here where Leslie is right now isn't too bad, except for this turtle room coming up, but Techno does have the fire rod that he can just, light up in here if he needs to.
And here we go. Technically heading into the dark maze with no lamp. Oh, I like it. Taking advantage of ether, it looked well. Yeah, ether's going off there. Freezing the Dodongos to know exactly where they are. Makes the routing a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
So as a kid, I didn't really, at the time, get the concept of, hey, each item you get in a dungeon, you will then proceed to use. And as a kid, I always bombed the Helmasaur King's mask off instead of hammering it. And then as soon as I played this game again in adulthood, my brain was like, hey, wait a minute. And life was a lot easier from then on forward.
Yeah, I think I used bombs as a kid too. Or at least it took me a while to realize.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain Link to the Past Randomizer seeds where Helmasaur King ends up in such a rude place, I do it anyway. But, not
Yeah.
SMZ3R. So Leslie Pro getting the Pod Crystal. Screw Attack, the only major item we saw in there. Maybe the final item in Eastern will be a little more forthcoming. I think back in Pod, I did watch Leslie not go to Harmless Hellway, but I think there had to be a small key there, right? I'm bad at Pod logic then.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. I think both the Harmless Hellway and then the Vanilla Big Key Chest, I think, were both small keys. The main way you can tell is like, if you do the usual route where you clear out the front, then you go down into the rupee basement, then you come up from the rupee basement. If you only have 2 keys, then you need, the 1 key for the dark maze and then the 1 key to the basement. So then Harmless Hellway and whatever have to be small keys.
Makes sense. There we go. Technolink finding one of those torches with the fire rod. Gonna make these turtles a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, you love to have that fire rod, if not the lamp, just because, like, that's definitely one of the deadlier dark rooms, at least in my experience. Huh.
Just a piece of heart here.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting setup there. Don't think I've ever seen that. But gets the quick kill. On Armos, that is.
Meanwhile, Technolink taking down Helmasaur King. Let's see where Leslie flutes do here. Now, Leslie has, I believe, left the pyramid item as the only remaining one on the East Dark World. Maybe hoping to get both red crystals and do the big bomb check while there as well. But yeah, everything else done. Catfish all the way down to catfish and pod, all taken care of.
Yep.
So it looks like today our featured runners both definitely favor the Link to the Past side of things. Which, I mean, you got flute, you got boots, you got some of those really great quality of life items. Leslie over there, of course, rocking half magic as well. It's always fun to me to watch these and see which runners prioritize their Metroid checks, which ones prioritize their Zelda checks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely depends, you know, like you said, on the items you get, but then, like, I think everyone kind of has their own personal balance or which one they favor. So yeah, it is kind of interesting to see for sure.
And as the Link pulls the statue to the Switch, he thinks, where is my cane of Samaria? Where is it? You know, it's kind of messed up that the featured restreamee named Link is not using a Link sprite, and the one who's not named Link is using a Link sprite. Who decided this?
Well, if it were up to me, everyone would use the Link sprite, but you know.
I can't be your friend anymore. I'm out. Good luck, y'all. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, I just think, you know, it's good enough. Like, it's good enough. Leslie Pro making pretty good time through Skull Woods. I don't think found any items yet, just keys, dungeon stuff.
Yeah, so looking like we'll probably have to go back into the front of it to get the items. Taking the time to grab this small key, though, even though Leslie already had one to be able to get to Mothula.
Yeah, that's definitely nice to have. I don't know if SMZ3 puts the pre-placed small key in the little pop prison room, but yeah, it's just nice to have for convenience.
It does. It's
Okay.
based on an earlier version of Link to the Past Randomizer, so there's always a small key in that room. At least on the standard mode. With the beta modes that have been going on, the Key Sanity mode, which I've not played, I don't know what it does there, but I do know that on this mode, yeah, the small key will be down there in the pinball room with the Gibdos.
And gets the big key. You know, that's basically the reason, you know, if you have the fire rod and you know you're going to kill Mothula, you might as well come back, do it first. Because if you don't get your items, then, you know, maybe you get the big key.
Yeah. Very annoying to do the front part and just find key after key after key and dungeon item, dungeon item, dungeon. It's like, well, you could have just gone to the back. So,
Yep.
Makes a lot of sense. One final item out of the back here. Skull Woods, where'd you put the items? So at this point, would you be inclined to go ahead and take care take care of Ice Palace while you're doing your Zelda stuff, or are you like I am spoiled by Icebreaker and thus really try to wait on that Samaria cane first?
That's a good question. I think I'd probably, be inclined just to go ahead and do ice. But I'd also kind of be more inclined to finish up the Super Metroid stuff as well.
There are 2 items out of here: 5 bomb cap and a heart piece. Also, neither of our featured runners have peaked Misery Mire yet, if I'm correct, so we still don't know which medallion we need to get in there.
Yeah, I'm curious when we're going to see that, if we're going to see, someone decide to go take sort of, the fast route over to Lower Norfair and Redley. Yeah, looks
Here we
like that's
go.
where Leslie, yeah.
Yeah, that's a flute to 6.
We also have Desert here as well, of course, which Leslie can finish.
And that's Ether, so we now know what we need for go mode. We need that cane, the logical go mode. We need the things we've not seen in the booth are Cane of Samaria, Hookshot, and Bombos Medallion.
Mm-hmm.
So, vanilla or French vanilla, Cane of Samaria in Mire, just to make everyone miserable.
Yeah, that is one of, definitely one of the more unfortunate vanilla placements in the game.
Just a missile pack and Checkerboard Cave. Technolink peeking the pedestal, learning that also just missiles there. It's missiles everywhere. It's all missiles.
Yep, that's kind of the game here. Oh, another reason that you might do Ice Palace here is because it's one of the 5-6 crystals. Not that you necessarily want to, put a huge priority on Pyramid Fairy, but, it's kind of better to have that done than not.
Yeah.
Especially if you end up going into Swamp Palace or something, then, that might be when you do Pyramid Fairy.
Makes sense. Now, did our runners get all the desert items earlier, or is there one hanging here still on Landmo?
I can't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Well, there's one good way to find out. Just wait about 20 seconds. Be patient. Half Magic Fire Rod, making the fight a breeze. Nah, just a burrito here. On here we go. Routing in with that Skull Woods, Technolink's now going to be making these North Hyrule checks that Leslie made earlier.
Yep, I'm going to get a chance to turn on that mushroom too. If he goes all the way to Catfish. Or maybe just decides to go to the Witch's Hut.
Leslie, meanwhile, pulls out the mirror. Oh, Leslie didn't do Spike Cave earlier. I bet that's why that mirror is coming out here. Yeah. The thought of, wait, has that been logical since an hour ago? And you get that sinking feeling? Ugh. Oh no. Oh, Hera Basement.
Yeah, maybe going. Yep, Hera. but
was
might be combining the two.
Yeah. Good time to refill coffee. Let's see if Technolink here mirrors through the mushroom. Yeah, here we go. It's all missiles. It's all missiles, Cassidy.
Oh yeah. This is all the way down. Getting some potions here too. Might as well. You know, you got that blue mail. Or actually, I'm not sure if Technolink got that.
Yeah, Technolink was the first one too, and I can tell by that Dragonite sprite color. That's not the
Okay.
yellow that he had at the start. Leslie fluted to buy potions earlier as well, so both runners picking up that little bit of safety. I like how Technolink routed that in though. Uh, 50 missile packs later. Technolink is walking it back, though. We might be getting our first peek at the pyramid item.
Hmm.
Leslie just gonna get the 50 rupees here. And we seem to be looking at either a slightly unpleasant dungeon or going back to Metroid. We do see the soft reset by Leslie to get back to the gunship in a hurry. Hey, there it is. Most important item in the game. Spring Ball online.
Yep.
Oh,
I think
this
that's
is real.
most.
Sorry.
No, you good. Yeah, that's most of the movement items except for high jump.
Yeah, and this is real cute. I like the play that Technolink's making here. Gonna at last we are going to Meridia, but we're taking the back door with that gravity suit from earlier. Like just a really cute little Dark World route all the way around. You know, starting at Skullwoods and making your way all the way down to the Dark Shopping Mall.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't often see this unless it's like hard required, but yeah, this will get you right into the back of Meridia. Pretty nice.
Leslie Pro, meanwhile, has made it over to Wreck Ship. We know the gravity suit will be here towards the end, along with that ice rod. I say towards the end, pardon me, at the Wreck Ship E-Tank spot. Annoying, but important. Technolink wasting no time going right to Dragon. Oh, well, there you go. That is a very precious cane of Samaria. Need Bombos and a hook shot. Although, admittedly, doing Silverless Master Sword Ganon's not exactly high on my bucket list.
Yeah. Yeah, sword or silvers would be really nice. I'm curious to see if Techno is going to, clear out the rest of Meridia, or maybe decide that Misery Mire and maybe Lower North are a little more urgent.
I I mean, the cane there is a huge temptation. Like, if I'm a player which favors Zelda more, I would be very tempted to go ahead and run back and do Ice Palace and Mire. Dueling bosses. We got the Shrimp and Squid combo platter here. There we go, Dragon's down for Techno Link. I'm sure Fantoon won't be far behind for Leslie. Just a bomb cap there. The big value, of course, was that Cane of Samaria up top.
Hmm.
Oh, and Leslie does shoot that super missile. Looks like one missile too soon. Gets an enrage phase, but you know what? Space jump, screw attack. That who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. It's a little time penalty, but not that bad.
Yeah. And it is a race. It is a race. We are on speed gaming, but at the same time, there's not the oh no, you know, fear of death.
Yep. Yeah, looks like Techno is going to take a little trip back through Meridia here. It has to come down this way. Well, he could fight Batoon. Well, actually, I think he would need the wave beam, but kind of has to come down this way unless he wants to do something really inconvenient. But if you do have the wave beam, I think you can technically fight Batoon from the other side of the room.
Oh, really? That's cool. Leslie picks up the ice rod, another piece of the puzzle. A little save from Techno Link, probably going to peek each of these sand pits. No need to worry about Shack Tool, of course. The one item not logical in Super Metroid for Techno Link. Do wonder a little bit about the Plasma Pirate Shack, though. Our runners did get a very early Plasma Beam in Hype Cave before they even had a Morph Ball.
Yeah, looks like Techno is going to skip that for now, but it's kind of, it's one of those things that's just like out of the way. Maybe not as bad as something like Shack Tool, but it's still kind of out there.
Let's see, meanwhile, working up here on the east side of Wrecked Ship, going to be getting to Wrecked Ship E-Tank, and getting the annoying news that you're keeping that. But equalizes with the gravity suit, and now has access to all of Metroid except the one item. So, let's see where Leslie decides to go. And help me remember, the only remaining major item up here is the mushroom at Wrecked Ship Reserve, and it just gives a missile pack anyway.
Yep, that's correct.
Now,
looks like Techno's on his way out of Meridia, actually.
Yeah, not gonna go back up to Main Street and Oasis and all those checks. Just I guess, comfy with the gains of that Cane of Samaria and wants to go chase it down or just get on to Lower Norfair. I mean, I'm of the firm belief that unless you're, like one of like the top of the top in this game, like if you want to win one of these group races, you have to willingly make that kind of sacrifice. You have to say, I'm not going to make that check. We're going to cut these out. We're going to go play it to the max over this item or gating, pathway instead. And sometimes it works out. Let's see if it does for Technolink.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie getting the awkward mushroom news. Let's see. Is Technolink going to go ahead and take care of these two Zelda dungeons? Or, going right into LN. Okay.
Hmm.
One thing I think to note is that Technolink doesn't have the lamp like Leslie does.
Yeah, that's right.
And although I know Technolink can do the Meyer Darkroom, do you really want to?
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. I think Techno might just be peeking in here and then maybe going to go into those.
That's rude. Looks like he's going to commit. Take down the GT fight, loop around, and get that sword upgrade. I mean, with no silvers in sight, I don't hate it at all.
Oh, yeah. Especially with Meyer, like, on your plate right now. It's really convenient.
And of course, Gold Terizo, not a problem if you stand in the right spot. Can't hit you, can't move around, just stands there and gets its butt kicked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to be a little careful with your jumps up here too, because you can kind of get stuck in that little spot with the screw attack.
Mm. You can't even morph if you get wedged in there a certain way?
Oh no, you can morph, but I'm just saying, it's a little inconvenient,
Oh.
kind of like Techno, got a little stuck in there, but
Gotcha. I was
yeah, if
worried
you
there was
don't
a
have
soft
morph.
lock I didn't know about.
No, I mean if you don't have morph, then yeah, you can get stuck in there, but
Technically, not going around for the sword just yet. I mean, maybe he just killed that GT, just figuring it was faster than resetting and looping back through Zelda. Maybe thinking, well, if I don't find another sword or silvers anytime soon, I'll go back for it. No need to do it quite yet.
yeah, I can see that.
Or, I mean, with 3 blue potions, I fully believe Technolink would have no problem spinning to win Ganon. It's just, it's so troublesome. It's so troublesome.
Yeah, it is.
Leslie coming back down Red Tower. Wonder if we're going to see a dip into Vanilla X-Ray here. The one main thing orphaned earlier. Yep, here we go. Technolink working his way up Amphitheater.
Yeah, this should be a Pretty quick lower north air for Techno. Gonna take the save here, might as well, but screw attack, charge plasma, and there's plenty of supers too.
Yeah. I will say there is one thing that I didn't really... I only recently processed. Like, again, you got me into this game. I've been playing it for about a year now, having a real fun time, whether racing it here on the race time races or doing multi-worlds with friends. But the thing that I only finally wrapped my head around, like, the last month is how much easier Ridley is with high jump boots. Like, it doesn't matter what your loadout. The fight just... It's remarkable how much smoother and cleaner it is just with that one movement item mixing things up for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, and Technolink has unlocked his 100th check. You don't want to go back to Shacktool now.
Yeah. Looks
Metal
like
Pirates
Leslie
now.
is coming over. Yeah. Yeah, laser in the Metal Pirates there, but Leslie is actually coming over here to check Ice Beam. I don't think we've seen Techno come over to this area at all.
Nah, no one did. This also routes nicely into Crocomire, which Leslie could have sequence broken to earlier, but infinite bomb jumps? Nah. Nah. Technolink farming back up to a few more super missiles before going in here. Has 33, but also, of course, has, charge plasma. It doesn't matter how safe I know a runner is. I still always end up just like holding my breath deeply during Ridley fights.
Yeah. They can go sideways kind of quick sometimes, but takes him down. Gets grabbed. Leslie is going to go do Croc. Just, with plasma and charge, you can kind of get a little weird behavior from Croc here where I think he just takes, damage every frame or something and then just walks all the way back.
Yeah, question about that, though. Sometimes when I do that, Croc will take just like 2 steps at the start, and then it takes 1 more charge plasma to make Croc walk all the way off. What's the difference there happening in the game? Like, why is it sometimes 2 steps and then all the way walk, whereas sometimes, like Leslie just did, it's just the 1 shot gets you there? Is it just
to be honest,
timing?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
Yeah, I've noticed the same. It's like it's the same with, or at least I think it's the same with like missiles and beam shots or whatever. Like you won't take as much damage if you shoot a super first.
Cool. I just assume you know everything about both these games, so...
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask, I think, someone like Zenny probably knows, but I have
Gotcha.
no idea about Croc.
One here, Leslie giving us our first look at all the Croc Loop items. Super missiles. My brain completely glossed over the item in Croc's room. I know it wasn't important. So we don't have many important items we're looking for at this point. And Ridley, though required, only gave Technolink a piece of heart, which he left lying on the ground. No love for Ridley. Just a very empty Norfair today, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Yep, still a couple more checks, but nothing really coming up yet.
Oh, there's that wave beam that puts Fire Rod in logic. So full beam combo online now for Leslie. Of course, both our runners did do the wave gate skip, so although that's logically required, didn't actually need it. Oh, okay. Those help. Do you think Technolink will go back for the sword upgrade now, or Master Sword Silvers and be contented?
Yeah, I think probably gonna skip the sword if I had to guess.
So that's the first, I think, real big value we've seen in here. Norfair items today. There was that wave beam, not strictly required. Half magic up in Cathedral, not strictly required. Sword upgrade or silver. Pick your favorite. Yeah, silvers. Leslie gonna take the lava dive down to lower Norfair instead of the Mire portal like Technolink did.
Yeah, kind of a convenient route here. A little unfortunate Leslie hasn't gotten the cane there, so doesn't have the choice to go into Mire. But overall, like the route is pretty clean, I think. If you're gonna do Croc and the rest of Upper Norfair.
Yeah. And chat asking for confirmation on the wave location. Yeah, it was at Indiana Jones up there at the tip top of that room below Croc.
Small consolation prize though for Leslie is definitely gonna get that sword and silvers.
Oh yeah, taking the route here to only do one loop, not going to do any save resets to peak anything, just full beam combo. Golterizo is going to have a real bad time. And, another thing I really do like about this randomizer is you can have a lot of big divergence. Like, Leslie did these bubble mountain checks that Technolink's doing right upon entering Metroid a little over an hour ago. But they're still very, very evenly matched. Just there's so much to do, but you still have to do a lot of it too. So it all balances out, kind of.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, once Techno is done here in Bubble Mountain, I feel like he's kind of going to have a choice between, well, he can do Mire. He knows that. Actually, I'm kind of going to expect him to go back into A Link to the Past since he can do Mire. Still has to do Desert, Ice.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I was kind of curious, like when, he might go back into Meridia. Not a great choice, I guess, for him at the moment. But I think that's possibly where Leslie is going to end up heading after this.
Technolink taking the Cathedral path back, which will be nice. We'll see that quality of life half magic upgrade.
Yep, it's always good to remember this one too, because it's a very easy item to forget, especially in the middle of a seed.
Oh yeah, and especially because of how SMZ3 just gives you so many other access points too. Like the fact that you can do all this by going through Mire. If you have Speed Booster, you know, it's a very easy room to orphan and just let go.
Hmm. Techno also doing this ice check. Kind of curious if he'll go into Croc. I kind of doubt it though.
Yeah, I mean, he did elect to leave quite a few Meridia items hanging, so I'm wondering if we're going to see the same here with some of these Norfair checks. Leslie Pro unlocking check number 100 in Metroid as well. Still just looking, again, here in the booth, looking for one hookshot and one Bombos medallion to go mode. Technolink's play here will ultimately earn him that wave beam as well. Full beam combo before going to fight Mother Brain, always nice.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice little consolation prize.
And Leslie
Croc
actually
is
putting
one of
that.
those. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, Leslie actually opening with the full beam combo here instead of sticking to super missiles. And did flip over. Yeah, sorry, you were saying about Croc?
Oh yeah. Croc is kind of another one of those locations where, you know, it's kind of in its own little, like, corner. You'd almost rather skip it, you know. Sort of like, you know, Shack Tool or Plasma, but just a couple more items.
Yeah. Definitely less annoying when you have that charge plasma to 1 or 2 shot the boss, but waiting on the cutscene here is like, come on, we're on the clock.
Mhm.
I do always love that like xylophone, like marimba sound of the bones crumbling though. Whoever put that sound effect in the game, I hope they got a promotion for it.
Yeah. Leslie takes down Ridley, doesn't have too much trouble, like you said, with a full beam and super missiles, but
Yeah, by the time Leslie finishes this route, we'll have a tier 3 sword and silver arrows. Technolink just has the master sword, didn't go back for the tier 3, but it's not uncommon to find that last sword upgrade while you're clearing all these other checks. I mean, we still have that Bombos and that hookshot to go.
yeah, for sure. You know, you can find it, you know, Turtle Rock, Ganon's Tower, or wherever.
It is kind of cute to see that we had to go through Hookshot Cave super early to get our Morph Ball, but still no Hookshot. Over 2 hours in, no Hookshot. But I guess with Pendant Swamp, it's not unreasonable. Although, what is the key layout of Ice Palace that makes Hookshot logically required there? I know that you won't need it with all the tricks that everyone has these days, but what's the key logic situation that forces that?
I have to think about it a little bit. I think you need one key, like you need to have access to one key to get to the right side, you know, with the like the vanilla big key chest, I think, but you also can't have access to the big key. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little complicated, to be honest. I haven't looked at it lately.
Okay, gotcha. I just know sometimes my tracker will pop it up. I'm like, how can I not full clear this place again? And it's like, oh, okay, weird key logic.
Actually, I think just for the hook shot, I think you just might need a small key to get like over to the right side, but I'm not 100% on that.
Gotcha. Hey, chat helping us out, giving us the details on the logic. Cool. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Leslie about to get the good news of the silver arrows. Technolink taking Croc exit. I think there's another bottle here. But
Yep.
I think Link's already carrying 3 blue potions there, so no need to take the time to pick it up.
Yeah, kind of an interesting design choice in this game. Like all the bottles are always empty, no matter where you find them or what kind of game you're playing. Compared to the just a Link to the Past randomizer.
And also, I believe both fairy fountains will give you green potions instead of a randomized reward.
Oh, interesting.
And here we go. Technolink going to be heading into Ice Palace. Big orphan checks are Main Street, Mama Turtle, Oasis, that entire part of Meridia, and Plasma Pirates, and Shactal, of course.
Yep.
Leslie here has already done the rest of Norfair, I believe, so we'll probably just take Frog Highway out, and then we'll see where Leslie heads.
Yeah, I think Techno also hasn't checked Saf Supers, if I remember correctly, but other than that, it's basically cleared out Super Metroid. Oh, that and the stuff you mentioned.
Yeah. Penguin Gators here a little rude when you don't have, hookshot or tier 3 sword, but silver arrows still one-shotting them when you're not slipping and sliding. Getting set up to this icebreaker, preserving the door transition state and going right through that barrier. And Leslie gonna give us our peek into that, basically that first half of Meridia that we didn't get to see earlier.
Yep.
So a lot of new checks from both runners gonna be appearing here in a quick flurry.
Yeah, Techno also not hitting the switch before he comes down. That's his second item right there too. But yeah, it looks like he's intending to clear this out, which, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, still 2 items to go mode. Main Street and Crab not having anything for Leslie. Gonna be heading down to Mama Turtle. Big 20 on the grapple block, and not much better in the wall. Ice Palace giving Technolink a little bit of a run around here. Oh no!
Oh.
My brain reflexively goes, it's okay, you can just use the hook shot to clip through the... Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate, but he still has, The item could be here, or it could be on Cold Stare, if I've been counting correctly. But I think he only got 2.
There's Bombos. All right.
Interesting.
So theoretically, okay, Leslie does still have to go get the orange cane at Precious Missiles. But if Leslie's feeling frisky at that point, little Moldorm 2 bounce jump thing, a little hover perhaps. Just a hook shot at this point. I was starting to wonder if we were going to have to go into Pendant Thieves Town or partial dip Pendant Swamp Palace, but not looking to be the case.
Yeah, and that hook shot could be, for all we know, could be in Turtle Rock or Ganon's Tower. You know, it could be anywhere really.
Yeah. I don't think it can be in Ganon's Tower because of how SMZ3R does the logic, but I'm not positive since it's not. Since on this seed it is not logically required to. It's not required to get to Ganon's Tower, but it is logically required to beat the game still technically, I think. And I think any logically required item to beat the game can't be in GT. So. And yeah, there is an item remaining back in Ice Palace. Hopefully that's not a very important one for Technolink.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, though, we know the only real major things would be either that 4th sword, since Link left the 3rd one at Showcase Showdown, or of course that hook shot to make to get you past Moldorm 2.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Techno's doing the big bomb. Not bad, especially since you just cleared Ice Palace. You might as well. If there's something here, try to glean the best advantage from it.
And Leslie about to get the interesting news that, wait a minute, I only need a hook shot for go mode. How much do I search for it? Technically showing us a little bit of the flavor text.
Yep, going down, heading to Meyer. I think Techno might have been, putting this off a little bit just in case the lamp was around somewhere, but finally gonna go in. The dark rooms in the basement are just, they're not terrible, but like, you gotta hit that switch, and then you got the shooters hitting you, knocking you all over the place, knocking the Smarty block out of your hand. Leslie gets a decent Dragon. Goes for the grapple beam kill.
So the remaining items we've not seen, just from our, mile-high view of both runners, are Shack Tool and Plasma Pirates, I think. We've seen everything else in Super Metroid.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct. So Leslie still has an opportunity here to check the plasma beam location. Well, could check either one really with the grapple beam there, but be interesting to see. Looks like not going for plasma. I mean, they're basically two of the worst locations in the game, so can't blame anyone for skipping them.
I still remember a Link to the Past, just pure Link to the Past randomizer community race I once watched where everyone was either they were all in Schrodinger's Go mode, and then of course the big key was on the torch there in Ganon's tower, and I'm starting to wonder if that may end up being the situation here where everyone and of course everyone who saw it was not going to go back and look for boots. They just took the L and moved on. I wonder if we're going to end up seeing something similar with the hook shot this seed. People hoping it's along their way, and then just if not, then all of a sudden, the racers in the room start dropping because they can't be bothered.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be getting that Shack Tool check though.
Yeah, Leslie Pro also got a pretty nice damage boost into that sand room there. I'm not sure if that was intentional but kind of neat.
Technolink now doing what is, for my money, the worst dark room in the game. There are a couple tricks to make it easier, but it doesn't make it, doesn't make it enjoyable by any means.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then you got to worry about the spikes in here. Got a couple shooters.
I think the shooter though. The shooter actually tells me where I am when I'm doing this one. Although Link didn't go left side yet, so didn't have to worry about the switch being flipped the other way. Able to spend a little less time in the dark room, but may have to go back into the palace afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always a nice thing, to remember.
Power bombs at Shack Tool. One item we've not seen in Metroid. I doubt it's going to be the hook shot.
Pretty nice Vidi fight. Technolink making sure to save those last two arrows for the big eyeball.
Small key on Vitreous, so probably going to see a run back in here. Unless Technolink did get, don't think Technolink got Godmire, because I don't think he'd have two smalls here. I think he'd just have the one. And Leslie here, making the ascent all the way up to Plasma Pirate's room. We have Screw Attack, we have Plasma Beam, so no threat for the enemies themselves, just is the time worth the investment? We'll know soon.
Plasma or Technolink gets the door state extension there in Meyer. lets him do a little dash through that rail. Kind of like Icebreaker.
And high jump boots at Plasma Pirates, so... I mean, you don't hate it, but it definitely is not the place you want to have had gone to... The place you had to have gone to get the darn things.
Mm-hmm.
Cape for the second item in Meyer. Hey, do you want that? Do you want that armor upgrade? No, we're probably good. Armor upgrade being back on a Cape ledge for anyone who came in a little late.
Yep. That isn't bad for Plasma, though. Still with the Master Sword, that'll help a little bit on the Ganon fight. If he chooses to use it.
Yeah. So, at this point, I guess we can think about what checks we've not seen. We've seen everything in Super Metroid. Link to the Past, there's still an item in the Ice Palace big chest. And then there's basically the entirety of Pendant Thieves Town, Pendant Swamp Palace, and of course, there is Turtle Rock, which... You know, if you head up there, you really hope to get to go to GT immediately after, but might not be the play this time. We'll see what Leslie Pro does once back in Hyrule.
Yep. Yeah, you know. It's nice to have Super Metroid cleared out. Really don't want to have to go back to, like, you know, Thieves Town or whatever, but... So yeah, I think Leslie is probably going to clear out, you know, Ice Palace, Meyer, kind of do what Techno did. And I think you kind of do, like, in my opinion, you probably do just go, like, for Turtle Rock and then into Ganon's Tower. Or at least to Turtle Rock and then decide, you know, am I going to go look for this?
And that is one of those situations where the whether it is Ganon's Tower can only have quality of life, no Go Mode items for either game, or if it's just it cannot have Go Mode items for Super Metroid. Runners who are aware of the exact details of that, it'll inform their search a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to ask the crowd in the race room once all is said and done, be like, hey, it looks like Technolink is going for the Meridia double dip, so check the sand pits, did not do Shack Tool, Plasma Pirates, or basically the left side.
Yeah. Yeah, this kind of makes sense. It's a pretty dense spot, you know, compared to, like I was saying before, you know, Pendant Thieves Town or whatever. It's pretty quick to clean up, except for, you know, those last two spots.
But if you're coming back here, you're really hard pressed to not do those last two spots.
Yeah.
Of course, Link also left Waterway hanging. I wonder if we'll see that peak made as well. Don't think he'll want to take a lamp at this point, but it may just be, you know, one of those funny gosh darn it moments. Now this is cute. Leslie did take the portal to Death Mountain from Business Center in Norfair, and is just headed directly to Turtle Rock. Not gonna do Ice Palace or Meyer first, just direct to Turtle Rock. I guess the nice thing here is that if you do get the hook shot, you know you get to go mode the other palaces back on the ground level of the world. Leslie will also probably end up having the easier Trinex fight here if Technolink doesn't find that fourth sword location. Did leave the one hanging back at Showcase Showdown next to Gold Chorizo. There's that required bombos for Technolink. Now I really wonder if Technolink's gonna do the do those other slow checks in here. No hookshot yet for Leslie. Of course, not really that relevant here in Turtle Rock. Main thing is it'll help you dodge a fire bar hit, but And yeah, Technolink, upon getting that Bombos medallion, did not care about those other slow checks, coming in right on back for Link to the Past. Well, no, we are at the 2-hour 36-minute mark, and no one is done in this race yet. Had 23 total entrants, and no one's done. So whatever is hiding these last little bits is doing it to everyone, not just our featured restream runners today. Vanilla Big Key here in Turtle Rock. So Technolink here, also going directly into Turtle Rock, has already cleared the other crystal dungeons, so we do find that hookshot in Mimic Cave or on Laser Bridge. Link will get to go directly to GT, which is very nice.
Yeah, for sure. I was kind of looking for a moment there, like, you know, Leslie might be able to make a little break out of that. But Technolink actually didn't take too long for Techno to get back, find that Bombos.
Yeah, choosing to ignore the other Meridia items definitely saved quite a few minutes there, because Leslie did dive all of them and got high jump boots at Plasma Pirates, just Peebs at Shack Tool, so a lot of time investment there. But of course, you know, if that has the hookshot, you're in business.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal Roller Room. Oh, that had to be a small key. We were out of them after all. And the seed today I don't think has been that bad. Lots of generous Link to the Past items early. You did get to see where your Moon Pearl was up on Floating Island. And then everything in Metroid seemed pretty well distributed. It's just now the question is, where's the hook shot to logically get past Moldorm 2? Yeah, I think any seed where I have 2 gloves, a hammer, and a mirror and a Moon Pearl at the 40-minute mark, I don't hate that seed, you know?
Mm-hmm. For sure, yeah. Bombos was a little out of the way, but not necessarily inconvenient to find.
And we know the map is on Trinex, so hookshot not found. If it's in a crystal dungeon, it's in that Ice Palace big chest. But it's looking like someone's gonna have to go into a pendant dungeon. So if you're in the seed, do you just trust in your ability to do the Moldworm bounce that you personally enjoy, or do you actually go back to Thieves Town or Swamp Palace looking for it?
Well, for me, I just do the Moldorm bounce, but
You've practiced it so much that you know you can get it reliably.
oh yeah. Maybe not like first try, but it's definitely, either that, maybe if I use up all my bombs, and then that's when I quit, but
Gotcha. Yeah, and neither Restream Runner has gone into Thieves Town, not even for the front 4, nor into Swamp Palace. And ooh, Leslie getting tagged by that head. No fairies, but did take the emergency door.
mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
not so bad. It's fine. It's fine. Hurts just a little bit. Yeah, 23 racers, no one done yet. I'm thinking that hookshot's in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, because there's really not really good opportunity to check it, except for maybe when you first go into Dark World, like when Techno checked the Ether tablet. Maybe you pop in then just to be thorough, but other than that, yeah, I could definitely see it being in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, fetch quest resolved. We've dug in the grove. We've turned in the mushroom. Purple chest taken care of. All the I's have been dotted. All the T's have been crossed. Just those 2 pendant dungeons, I believe. Now, of course, Leslie here has not been to Mire or Ice Palace yet. I think the absolute worst place for the hookshot to be for Techno Link would be that Ice Palace big chest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good point. Hey, thank you, Madewalk Herd. Not just for pointing out the powder thing, but also handling the restream and the tracking. You're awesome. Yeah, powder is hanging. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think didn't Techno check this before? I feel like I saw Techno like hop into the hole, but so long ago.
Oh, may have done the fake powder check. Okay. And Techno Link not having that sword, doing the menu boss to use hammer damage here.
Yeah, going for the ice head first. You see people do that a lot just because, with the ice floor, it's can be a little more dangerous or inconvenient.
Gonna burn another potion here. I don't want a menu pause. Just have all the ice rod, all of it. I like it. There's Leslie getting the mushroom news. And now Technolink gets the big choice. I really don't think Technolink's going to go back for those orphan Metroid checks. I think we're going to see a pendant dungeon here. I would be very surprised to see a third dip into Meridia.
Mm-hmm. Leslie checking the shovel, just the phaser, as we saw earlier.
Now, Technolink actually, never mind, just headed to GT. Is Technolink familiar with hovering or the Moldorm bounce?
I don't think Technolink can hover, but I'm not sure about the bounce.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Better. We may have missed the guessing game because we didn't really expect the rush right into GT without the hook shot, but I don't know. I don't think it can be in here. I guess we'll find out. Like, if it is here, that will explain a lot about the logic. I don't think it's going to be in here. Maybe we'll see a Moldorm bounce learned on the fly. That'd be pretty cool. Now, one thing I do want to keep an eye out for is when Leslie Pro gets to this Ice Palace big chest. Since that is the one item that Technolink didn't get out of there.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Leslie is just gonna do the old standard Ice Palace bomb jump. So I'm not sure if hookshot can or cannot be in here, but if it can, basically the last location it can be is this fire bar room or tile room.
Yeah, because you cannot be doing the... I mean, you can bomb jump, but not logically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and as Chad is pointing out, you could Technolink could have stayed on the right side all the way and made it to Ice Armos and the big chest as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
See, I think we're gonna see a bomb jump here. I mean, we know it can't be the hook shot, like regardless of whether it can be in GT period, but still gotta find that big key as well, of course. With all the skipped rooms from a lack of a hook shot, what's the count at? We did 6 on the right side. We got the small key on the torch is 7. We did firebar room is 8. That chest was 9. So these are 10 through 13.
Yep, sounds right.
The count's going to be even better to keep up with if Technolink leaves and comes back. At that point, do we do it based on, if Leslie Pro makes it up there and gets the big key first? Whose count do you use in that situation? What are the rules? First to enter GT, even if they're not the first to the key. Gotcha. Thank you, Maid. Thank you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, again, on normal Link to the Past, people don't frequently, leave GT unless they're doing cross keys or something like that, where they have early access, like on most standard formats. There it is. Okay. That is number 14 that Technolink saw and or opened, right?
Yep.
But now I wonder if... So, Technolink is opening these chests. Here's something you don't see a lot of seeds. Opening the big chest of GT. Don't think I've ever seen that in SMZ3R, but this hookshot, it's being obstinate. It's being real obstinate.
Yeah. Techno gonna go up, so I don't know if he's just gonna count on or pray, or if he's got something up his sleeve that he's planning on trying.
Yeah, Tile Room is still hanging back as far as checks that are accessible here. I think there is going to be a big conversation on the SMZ3R Discord after this seed. Being like, hey, I gotta know.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
Hey, Leslie does get the bomb jump without falling, so we will get to see this final Ice Palace item. That ain't it! That's not a hookshot!
Yep. Well,
and I worry that we may also be conflating past randomizer logic with Super Metroid Link to the Past crossover logic, because I know there are a few logical differences, but...
yeah, there's definitely a few. I'm not as familiar with the combo rando.
Half Magic Fire Rod and Tempered Sword, making for a very nice Cold Stare fight.
And Techno gets the 0 cycle Landmo too. That's always really satisfying to get.
Oh yeah, like no matter what else goes wrong on a seed, if I get my 0 cycle Landmo too, I'm feeling pretty frisky. Well, Leslie Pro has unlocked the Pyramid Fairy. So if you're gonna dip into Swamp Palace, this is looking like a prime time to get it done. Are we going north or south? There we go, north. more small keys up here. One small chest left at the top before the troll dorm. Just a sad little bloopy. So Technolink does have bombs out.
Yeah, looking like you might go for it.
Thinking about it. So while we're getting you know, a little bit of ground retread by Leslie and Technolink is trying to set this up, I know you kind of pioneered this bomb jump. Do you mind talking us through a little bit of like the mechanics behind it and how you set it up, how you bait Moldorm and everything?
Yeah, there's a couple of different things you can do. I think Aussie basically came up with like probably the most popular method, but like long story short is like Moldorm is going to charge you. Like he's going to do random, you know, whatever, then going to charge you. So you kind of use that. You want to just time the bomb. You know, you can, you know, you want him to charge at you, like when you're down, you know, near the bottom, kind of where Technolink was. And then like, you know, you might try to like hit the tail, or you might just try to like time the bomb to where like, basically what you want to do is you want to hit his head with the sword on the same frame that you take damage from the bomb. And that's what gives you the, you know, kind of, you know, the distance to get to the platform. So what you do is like, you know, you charge the spin, so that kind of like the silverless Ganon type thing. You get more, you know, it's easier to hit rather than slash. But yeah, so basically, yeah, you just like, I think what Technolink is trying to do is trying to like, you know, get him to come down and then try to, he's holding the sword out such that he'll try to like hit the tail, you know, so he doesn't have to worry so much about the RNG.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
So even if once the when the Moldorm freezes for a moment after hitting the tail, you can still get your bonk off the frame, basically, or off the face.
Right, yeah. But yeah, like he's trying to like, you know, he's trying to bait him up sort of into that upper area and then hopefully get good enough RNG to where, you know, he'll get a favorable charge and then whatever. But
Well,
yeah.
it looks like Technolink has had enough of that, and I don't blame him. That
Oh, it's
seems
absolutely not, yeah.
very awkward. Requires a bit of practice and a bit of precision. I would also be like, no, I'm just gonna go find my hook shot, please.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, Hair Basement's right here, so ideal for a spot to check.
We're basically getting 2 coffee breaks for the price of 1 here. That's great.
Yep. So now I'm wondering, do you go to Thieves Town or do you just kind of try to bite the bullet and go to Swamp. Well, I guess he's choosing Thieves Town. It kind of makes sense here too, just because Thieves Town is like sort of a constant. Like you're always getting 4 items, but then if you go into Swamp, like you can, it's kind of variable how many items are in the front versus in the back.
So no hook shot while I was getting my own coffee break.
Nope, not yet.
But we do have Technolink going into one of those 2 remaining pendant dungeons, though. Kind of surprised we didn't see a front 4 check while everyone was here doing Skullwoods, Village of Outcasts, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Not looking like there was a whole lot of value to be found in here anyway.
Yeah, it seemed to have worked out. But usually you do see people check, like, just dip in, grab those 4, and then usually leave, depending on what they find.
Nice Hellway dash. Very nicely done by Technolink.
Leslie Pro has or had 30 silver arrows, so just takes down Vitreous one by one, gets his crystal.
Oh, hey, that's some good news, at least for Technolink. We have seen now all the sword upgrades in the seed. Link left that one hanging back at Showcase Showdown, but now will not have to do spins to get Ganon into vulnerable mode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like probably one of the nicer upgrades. Like you'd almost rather do Silverless Ganon with Tempered than Silver's Ganon with Master. At least I would.
Nah, I think you're right. I've done a lot of spin to win with Tempered lately on the Link to the Past ladder, and definitely I used to think, oh no, without silvers, but now it's like, oh no, I want a sword upgrade, please. That's the bigger deal. Oh hey, it's not in Swamp. Right. You got a maiden behind you though. What you gonna do about that?
Yeah, he could just mirror here, but choosing to go fight the boss.
Could even just save and quit now and spawn up on the mountain, right?
Oh yeah, yep.
She won't keep you from saving and quitting, right? Yeah.
That's correct, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Drops her off and hits the mirror then. So there we go. Technolink has reached logical go mode.
And I think he left a mirror portal in front of Tower of Hera, so he's trying to save that right now by taking his death.
Clever, clever. I like it. So the sparkle doesn't go away when you re-enter the Dark World. It goes away whenever you create another sparkle.
Yep. And unless you save and quit, but if you take a death, then it stays.
Gotcha, okay. So that explains a lot of what was going on there with the maiden.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, you want to do it on the overworld too, because in a dungeon, it'll just take you to the entrance.
Yeah. And Leslie has also chosen the correct dungeon to go to. Yep, there's
Yeah.
that sparkle.
Yep.
That was very cleverly done. That was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you almost never see that, but it is pretty, pretty heads up play there.
Leslie finds butter. We'll not do a whole lot more past tempered, but don't hate having it.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we were talking about maybe, 2 hours ago about Pendant Thieves Town, It's like, that's kind of where it burns you.
Yeah. But again, love the divergence, love the coming back together here at basically the end of the seed. Of course, Leslie's not found the GT Big Key, so won't get to just immediately start climbing like Link is here. Don't talk to the maiden. Okay. Show that chest who's boss.
Yeah, technically like making pretty good pace through the gauntlet here, second time.
Yeah, I think you can feel his fury at saying all these things like, I've already killed you once, get out of my face.
Yeah.
So also help me remember, we did do both runners did Pendant Tower of Hera earlier. Stands to reason that even if someone skipped it, they would have probably gone in there if they got up here without a hook shot. But no item, I don't think there was a single item required in it either. So ultimately, only one important item in any Pendant dungeon, and that was the that hook shot in Thieves Town. Which, when you put it that way, doesn't seem so bad, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right, yeah.
And we know the big key is right next to Bob, right above Ice Armos. Let's see which path Leslie takes going through the tower. Validation rupee, of course, of course. Ooh, a smooth triple right there.
Yeah, that was nice.
1-3-2. Very great Agatu fight.
Yep, that was probably the best you could hope for with those patterns, but looks like Leslie is going from compass room left, probably gonna take this all the way down to Bob's chest, so pretty common route, I think. Is gonna check this Stalfos room, which technically got skipped, but it's gonna be pretty quick.
Yeah, nothing but a little bit of quality of life in here.
Technolink makes it to phase 3. Pretty decent Ganon so far. Setting up a double.
There we
And gets the
go.
fourth hit. Yep.
So, still has to get back to Metroid and take that route through Turian and fight Mother Brain, but that's a G.
Yep. Yeah, you can also just, save and quit here because, the randomizer lets you reset, then you go back to the ship.
Yeah. And of course, full beam combo. Lots of E-tanks, lots of missiles and super missiles. High jump boots were at Plasma Pirates.
Yeah, that's about the only thing Techno might want right now, but it's nothing major.
Yeah, all the quality of life items except for that one, pretty much. Big key for Leslie Pro, and the climb begins. Ah, I hate it when I get stuck on that the little orange crystal barrier there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah.
which item do I break out to actually get free here? Of course, with the Ice Beam and this amount of ammunition, the Metroid's not much of a problem, just an issue of how quickly and smoothly you do it. You don't have to worry about your ammo. I mean, I guess with 35 power bombs, even that option would not have been too problematic for our runners.
Yeah. Techno's taking out his suits here. I think probably is not gonna go for baby skip. Just wants to lose health as quickly as possible.
Yeah, with this number of E-tanks, yeah. If you know you're not going for baby skip, this will let you lose health to the little teal side hopper pretty quickly. Nidorific in chat pointing out that, yeah, gotta have the high jump boots to do the baby skip, so. Leslie Bro coming up on land mode too, pulling out the silver arrows for this fight. Gets the third one right before it gets back under the sand, and then gets the second one as soon as it pops back out. Not shabby at all.
Yeah, pretty solid room.
With all this ammo, Technoling opting to just break the Zebatites, not going to skip any. I mean, the seed basically gave our runners nearly 100 missiles before they even got to start playing Super Metroid, so.
Yeah, no reason you can't just blast your way through those. Especially if you don't have to worry about, getting past Mother Brain 1.
Full beam combo, be 20 charged shots till we enter the next phase.
Alright, gonna damage down too. Save a little time here. Meanwhile, Leslie Pro is just crossing the gap.
Bombs for every remaining chest. Bombs for all. Given how that hook shot was hanging, I do not disagree with the annoyance.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit ruder of an Agatu pattern for Leslie compared to Techno Link's. Going to take probably another rotation. There we go. Aw. Aw. I always hope maybe on one of these the baby will live, and it never happens. That's the real reason to forfeit, just so that you know. Your poor little baby Metroid gets to fight another day. Mother Brain down, just the escape to go. Leslie Pro, meanwhile, has started the pig fight itself.
Yep, making it pretty quick through phase 2. Butter Sword makes it Very quick, just 6, 6 slashes per phase.
Technolink, of course, has speed booster, so it doesn't have to take the real annoying paths through here. Leslie Pro going for the torch glitch. Keep making sure only that left one will have to be relit. Oh, but it doesn't matter. G for Leslie. There we go. Double G for Technolink, our first Restream racer to finish. Came in 9th overall in this pool of 23 racers. Official time of 3 hours, 20 minutes, and 45 seconds. What a seat. That hook shot was just so nasty there towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Leslie Pro, just right behind.
Oh,
just coming into Turian now.
Yeah, we'll run through Turian, full beam combo, all the goodies. Not gonna have any problem getting through here, of course. And we are joined by Technolink. Technolink, GG's. Well played.
GG's. I wish I didn't do the meme thing and go for Molnar bounce.
Hey, I think it was a noble effort. I was hoping you were gonna get it. We were discussing that because with the hook shot hanging, it's like, oh, are we gonna see a hover attempt? Are we gonna see the Moldorm bounce? And it just the worm was not cooperating with you today.
I haven't practiced Moldorm bounce at all, so it was just a Hail Mary, hoping that hookshot would be in Ganon's tower, because it would have been possible, I reckon, given the layout of the pendants. So that was basically my bet, and the fact that I found the big key at the Armor's Knights, I think the key logic actually played out as well, because you can't access the left side second key door, so as a result you only need 2 or 3 keys, so it could have been even on the climb. And I was hoping, please hookshot, be on the climb. But it wasn't.
So with regard to the way you had so much access to both games really early, having 2 gloves, hammer, moon pearl for Link to the Past, you got that gravity suit pretty early out of Wreck Ship. What kind of made you choose where to go, or notably what things to skip? Like the big skips that you made in Metroid, what made you say, I'm not looking there, I don't care what's there, I'm not going there? Like what kind of drove that decision?
Well, it's mostly time. I feel like I overclear. That's one of my weaknesses. As in, usually I just full clear both Metroid and Link to the Past. I was trying to gain a bit of speed by not clearing everything completely. And I felt like, yeah, Meridia is one of my slower parts of the game. So why not just skip Meridia for as long as I can? And at that point, at the end of the game, you're getting to a point where, or rather, I'll focus on what I can clear. I need to clear the crystals anyhow, so I'll focus on that first. That worked out pretty well actually, because in the end I think I only double dipped into Eastern. So yeah, that worked out. And then there comes a point where you run out of checks, and then you just have to go for the ones that have the most density, I feel. Or, well, there are two options. One, you go for the orphan checks, such as Waterway, or Shack Tool, or Plasma. Or you go for whatever's nearer, which is, in this case, Meridia, because I had like 7 checks within a couple of minutes that you could get, so yeah, it was a bit of a coin toss there. I was also not so happy with finding the tempered sword near Golden Dorito. Finding the tempered there was like, okay, this is going to be Silver Ganon, Master Sword Silver Ganon. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it was running a little bit if you were going to loop around for it, but the nice thing about where Hookshot was, it did let you pick up your tempered sword at the same time in Thieves Town, so it all worked out in the end that way, right?
Yeah, I was not unhappy finding that tempered over there, and as you could see the second time around, the climb through Ganon's Tower was a lot smoother as a result. Just because of the fact that you basically one-shot every enemy in the ascent.
Yeah. This one's a little less more of a question and just a comment, but I really like what you did with your sparkle to make sure you still had that at the top of Death Mountain to get back in. That was that was really cool execution. I really like that.
Yeah, it's basically at that point you have to wonder how much time do you lose by going to the portal for TR? Well, that's about 30 seconds. It's not that much, but if you can save your portal by not doing swamp, for instance, because the moment you hit your mirror, it's bye-bye portal. I felt like, well, let's go Thieves Town first, just to try and save that portal as long as I can. But yeah, it was. You usually only see that with the TR back entrance, I guess. But yeah, it was interesting how this seed was routed out, and even the fact that there were a few items in locations that you really don't want to see them, like the back of Pendant Thieves Town. On the other hand, the fact that Hookshot, there were 4 items in the back. I feel so wondering, why didn't I go in earlier?
Yeah, that was a pretty justifiable skip, I felt. Just you have so much, and then I think what did you find? Oh, you got myths like right there in Village of Outcasts, and then you can get the morph ball. So Thieves Town is kind of in the back, not at the top of your priorities right there.
Exactly. That's how it is. But sometimes you need to make those skips happen, and I feel like if you can get the morph ball, you open up so many checks in Super Metroid, and the possibility that what you need is in there is, well, given the fact that Super Metroid is relatively fast. Well, not for me because I'm not I'm not the best at Super Metroid, but still, it's definitely faster than the singular checks you have in the past.
Yep.
But yeah, I was a bit fearing that it would have been an infinite bomb jump seed again when I found the bombs on Sick Kit, but thankfully we found Space Jump. Also that Brinstar loop, with where you find the speed booster at the end of the loop, was also very nice.
Oh yeah, yep, that was pretty convenient.
And at that point you just do that shit. You have speed booster, you clear everything. I know that there are people who decide to go Meridia, for instance, if they can do Suitless, or go to Crate, but I feel like Red Ship with speed booster, that usually feels like the right play, especially the amount of defenses that the game gave you before going in. You got Varia, I think you got 5 or 6 energy tanks, you got over 50 missiles, you charge, ice, and plasma as well. Yeah, it was a very generous seed, I would say.
Yeah. Well, very well done. GG's again. Thanks for being one of our volunteers today. Any final thoughts
No
on the
worries.
seed before we let you go?
Sneaks is no longer allowed to roll.
Don't people say that every week? Doesn't matter who rolls, you're not allowed to roll. You're not allowed to roll ever again.
You're not wrong.
And meanwhile,
Yeah,
Leslie Pro has also finished with an official time of 3:29:26. Chat, make sure you get your GGs out for Leslie Pro as well. Nice close, just less than 9 minutes apart on restream runners of an SMZ3 seed. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, not bad.
That said, I am going to head off. It's way past midnight for me. But, I kind of want to get some sleep.
All right, well, GG's, well played. Thanks for being on the restream.
You're welcome, and of course,
I
thanks
hope you
to you from commentary as well as the tracker and everything being set up here. It's very nice to see these races being restreamed again. It's always fun. Right. Thanks, and Leslie, GG.
GG. I'll reiterate part of my racetime.gg comment here. Not sure which was worse for folks. The hard required money grind early or go -1. I know it screwed me late because honestly I thought maybe this is the seed where I can skip Pennant Thieves Town. Games like, nope! That's what got me.
Yeah, that Pendant Thieves Town, that was tough.
Yeah, because to beat some of the runners in this field on any given day, I feel like that would be the type of play necessary to get a W, but nope, this time it wound up being a rubber band that snapped and hit me someplace I'd rather not think about.
Yep. Yeah, that was tough. So were you, so when you made the decision not to go into Ganon's Tower, did you just figure like, I'm going to clear out everything, including Swamp Palace, or were you just going to do Thieves Town?
Thieves Town for sure, because that had been available for such a long time, and I had already seen at least one dot done at that point, so my mind was in two places. It was a coin flip between I'm on the right path, or it was in Pennant Thieves the whole time. Because a vanilla swamp is still never out of the realm of possibility sometimes, but honestly, I had it as those two, and while I was right on what two it was, yeah, that came back and bit me pretty hard in the butt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking about that in commentary, like, the Pendant Thieves Town is always, like, it's always going to burn you one way or another.
Yeah, that's very true, and this time it burned me by the way of not going in, although to be fair, that front four, nothing at all. Ugh, gross.
Yeah.
Although, what I think, though, I want to rewind it a bit to, like, the first 30-40 minutes of the run. I figured Dark Cross was just a play that I could make, and I figured with Cannaberna, felt I could make it all the way to the back. Who would have thought I would have found a boomerang in Dark Cross, but honestly, that wound up being what helped more than anything early, because when enemies are dropping big 20s as a stun prize, you can get up to 500 pretty darn quick.
Yeah, that worked out well for sure. You actually, you got that on your first trip through the Zora area, and then Techno actually had to go back. Like, that was kind of his last location, was that sword at Zora.
Yeah,
And
and
then
that
the
was hard
gloves, you know.
required due to the glove on the ether tablet, which, yeah, that part was a sign that this seed was going to be a big pile of yuck.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, how
Yeah,
about
and
that wave beam location down in Crocomire when it's needed for wave gate? I don't typically hit high jumpless wave gate, but to hit it this time and have it pay off, that felt pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that
extremely
was nice.
important.
And I thought that Croc trip was going to be for nothing, and I was going to reset to right before Croc, and game's like, no, not so fast. This seed already did one gross, and then I saw the second gross that you could work around. Not easy, but doable. Also,
Mhm.
how about that French vanilla gravity suit?
Love it when the spiky room of death item up there forces you to walk it back out. Like, you hope you get to reset. Not today. Not today.
I've actually gone into the habit where if I have enough health, I'll just go and then rush back. Because I've seen Zosti do that. It's pretty cool when you pull it off. But when my health's too low, I do take the safety save still, because this game is very punishing if you die. If you die on the
Oh,
Link
yeah.
to the Past side, it ain't so bad. You die on the SM side, oh boy. You're in
Mhm.
trouble.
Yeah, that spiky room too is just, it's really easy. Even if you're like, you can just KO through one of those platforms or something, and that's like 200 health or whatever, depending on your suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what I did, because there's a rule that I have adopted for that room, because you can KO so easily. If you tap back to do a turn back, you'll just KO right through it and take a massive amount of damage. So I didn't follow my own rule there of don't do turnbacks like it's Mario 3 rando. Although to be
Mhm.
fair, maybe that'll help me break the habit there. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on the seed or the race?
Well, once I got it going, things were fine. It's just that unfortunate decision of leave Pennant Thieves Town. This time it got me, although on another day, maybe it puts me towards the top of the leaderboard. Today was not it.
Mhm.
We shall see.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And the only other thing I will say is, happy holidays, everybody, and thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for volunteering.
Always.
Yep. All right,
GG's.
well,
Happy holidays.
GG. Yep.
Thank you all. See you next time.
All right. Have a good one.
Well-
All right. I guess that's about it. Gonna wrap this up. Thanks to Mad Ewok Herd for tracking and doing the setup helping, and to our runners volunteering, and Invenerable for commentating with me.
Hey, thanks for having me. Like I said, you got me into this game about a year ago. I've had a blast playing it. It's fun to actually get on comms and help out the SMZ3R community at large. Thanks a bunch.
Yep. All right. Well, guess that's about it. So, happy holidays, everyone. Hope you have a good night, and I'll see y'all next mission.
Later, everyone.